Unsustainable actions often go unnoticed, while sustainable efforts struggle to gain visibility and recognition. With almost half the habitable land used for agriculture, improving the food system is key to tackling global challenges related to people's well-being, water, biodiversity and climate. In this interview, we'll hear from Adriella, the CEO of Nature's Pride, who will explain how the company encourages collaboration across the value chain to build a fair and sustainable food system.
We actually import out of 54 countries. So we touch the world, that's what we always say.
Nature's Pride is a leading supplier of exotic fruits and vegetables, dedicated to drive sustainable practices throughout its global food chain. With more than 200 different exotic fruits and vegetables sourced from over 53 countries, the company tackles key challenges and leads by working collaboratively to enhance sustainability for the benefit of people and nature, ensuring that everyone can enjoy these efforts today and tomorrow.
We really believe that collaboration is key. And the collaboration between the public and the private sector is also key to make this difference. So we might be a small company, but make a major difference if we look at fruit and vegetables. So yeah, being here, public and private together, we can, force the change.
Absolutely, very good. So, can you tell us about Nature's Pride and how the company has been committed to making global impact ever since its inception?
Of course, Nature's Pride is based in the Netherlands and we're the European market leader of exotic fruit and vegetables, such as avocado, mango, asparagus, and we also do berries. So from the fertile soil of our growers until the first bite we do, actually we believe that the value chain, everybody needs and deserves genuine care, personal attention, and a fair reward. Ever since our establishment 25 years ago, we are convinced that, enjoying the tastiest fruit and vegetables today can contribute to a better world tomorrow.
Very good. And do you have any examples of kind of how you're creating that global impact?
Yeah, well, the very first time that I was in with our growers in Peru, early 2000s, there were not really social standards for the farms. And so we wrote them ourselves. And in 2011, we were the very first ones in the industry that started to audit on the social standards. And when we had a gathering in that same year, we asked our growers to stand up. 11 of them did. So that gave goosebumps because it was the start of a change. And if I would ask the same growers now, or the growers that we have, around about 400 would stand up. Well, that makes me extremely proud.
Absolutely, that's a massive change.
Yeah.
And I guess that opens up for communities the ability then to have more say within their growing and how they grow and social standards and so forth.
Yeah, it really helps. It comes to my personal belief that with collaboration, knowledge exchange, and really being there for one another, you can make this change together with our growing partners, our customers, the retailers, the wholesalers, but also the public sector.
How and why does the company position itself in the middle of the value chain?
We're indeed literally in the middle of the value chain with the growers on one side and the customers on the other. And we feel the responsibility to bring all our stakeholders together to make this change happen. And so we set collective goals and we share knowledge to make this difference. So for example, if you look at our own CO2 emissions in our facility, we have prioritized sea transport. 98% of all our packagings are fully recyclable and we reuse all our waste. So you might think, that's it, we checked the box. But 99% of all emissions take place somewhere else in the value chain. So what we really find important to work together with our partners and, for instance, the growers, because there is also a lot happening in the fields. So we set chain-wide targets and we have them acknowledged by Science Based Targets initiative. And we also really made a really good directive of how we get to those goals.
I guess those values really kind of play into your sustainable business model. So how does the company's sustainable business plan link to the SDGs and demonstrate real impact?
Well, we were early adapters of the SDGs down in 2019 for our 2023 goals. But when you really look into it, they really helped us, give us a solid confirmation of the work we do in the last years. We're on the right path. So that is really nice, but we're not there yet. So we have to keep moving forward. So there's 3 key things that we see that are majorly important: shared responsibility, continuous learning, and collaboration. And for example, if you look at the shared responsibility, it's within our whole company. So all the colleagues are very much aware of the sustainability. But take the buyer. They, of course, want the best quality products with the right volume and the right taste. But they also really want to work with growers that have, the care for the social conditions and also have responsible farming practices. I think that's majorly important. And if you look at the continuous learning, well, we are actually, we want to always have an open view for new things. But when you look at the NGOs, they can be quite critical. So it can be a little bit nerve-wracking to work with them. So you tend to, defend yourself or maybe neglect it. But we saw that really working together makes a major difference, because we actually, if you look into it, we have the same goal. We want to make a difference. We just have a different route. But we see that when we listen to each other, it really helps us elevate our possibilities.
And so within that, I guess collaboration must be a big thing. So what is the biggest challenge within collaboration?
I think if you look into collaboration, a big challenge is that we don't all have the same goals. So in a commercial market, it's all about, the profits that you make. And sometimes that is quite difficult to choose for if you also look at the long-term impact that you can make on people and nature. So to balance those out is sometimes a little bit difficult, because there's not really a penalty for doing wrong and there's no incentive for doing right. But we really show that these things go hand in hand, because, well, it's sustainability. It's the ability to sustain your business. If we don't really, as commercial companies, take this choice to also take care of people and nature, there is no future. So it's very important to balance that out.
Very good. And think about biodiversity. You mentioned it a moment ago. How are you integrating biodiversity into your sustainability efforts?
Well, when we made our strategy for 2028 on people and nature, which is about social well-being, water, climate, we also added biodiversity. Biodiversity is a comprehensive concept. When it's in balance, people and nature flourish. But it's quite new. So we really have to see how we can contribute to the ecosystem by making this change. And you have to do this together, because it's not just ticking a box and there's no regulations yet. So we kind of start and say, okay, we don't know yet how completely to get there, but we will get there. And a great example of that is that our growers. So what you see is that we asked our growers in South Africa to do the Biodiversity Global Gap add-on, which is the first time outside of Europe in the industry that's done. And it's a grower in South Africa of avocados and of baby vegetables, and they both passed. So it's amazing. They already do quite a lot of things, but we just also need to be able to show it.
You already kind of mentioned the importance and the challenges that collaboration throws up, but could you highlight some key collaborations and what particular impact they have had?
Yeah, well, we highly believe that collaboration, as we said before, is fundamental for the chain-wide opportunity to change. And in this collaboration, we recognize our connection to water. And but there's a water scarcity around the world, so also in our growing regions. If you look into, okay, what do you do then? Do you walk away? Which is also not really an answer, because as it is in other places as well, it's just shifting the problem. So what we really want to do is collaborate with governments, growing areas, communities, to make this difference. We have this example there in Peru, where we also, with the NGOs and the Dutch government, really make a difference together with the growers and the farming organizations. We went up into the mountains, and in there we actually made a project, and we made like 68 kilometers of infiltration trenches to get the water more into the soil, to bring that to the aquifer. And also we planted thousands of trees. It might seem like a small step, but we have to make these steps together to make this change.
Absolutely, all small steps. The more small steps are taken, the more we can move forward.
Definitely.
So as a commercial company in a setting with public parties and NGOs like COP29, what messages would you like to share with everyone here and beyond?
Well, I'm convinced that the only way to have a commercial valid business is by taking care of people and nature. So I urge everybody to take the necessary steps, to collaborate, because only if we truly collaborate, use each other's talents, and exchange knowledge, we can generally enjoy healthy food today and tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Adriella. You've been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Anthony. It's been lovely to be here.
Nature's Pride truly exemplifies how a company can combine global impact with sustainability, positioning itself as a vital connector in the value chain. From pioneering in the fields of social well-being, water, biodiversity and climate, to launching an integrated people and nature strategy linked to the UN's SDGs. The company will continue to demonstrate its commitment to meaningful environmental and social progress, ensuring a brighter, more sustainable future for generations to come.